Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Pharma Learning with Deepika. For my previous video on flow of fluids, you can check the link in the description. So today we will study about the measurement of rate of flow of fluids. So whenever in certain process we use the fluid, then it is necessary to measure the rate at which the fluid is flowing through the pipe. This is required for the optimization of the process parameter in chemical industries. Measurements are required for the calculation of auditing. For example, if you are planning a water supply plant, then you have to measure the flow of fluid, and to calculate the cost uses, you have to calculate the flow of fluid. So the measurement of flow of fluid can be determined by various methods. So these are direct weighing or measuring method, then hydrodynamic method in which different kinds of meters are used like orifice meter, venturi meter, pitot meter and rotameter. The next is the direct displacement method. So first one is the direct weighing or measuring method. In direct weighing or measuring method, you just need to collect the water for a particular period at any point and weigh that water, or you can measure that water. So thus the rate of flow can be determined, but on commercial basis it is not convenient to weigh the liquids, so therefore this method is impracticable, and you cannot measure the gases also, so this method is not used. Now next is the hydrodynamic method. So first one is the orifice meter. Orifice meter is also called as the variable head meter. Why it is called it as a variable head meter? Because it measures the variations in the pressure across a fixed constriction placed in the path of the flow consisting of a constant area. So it is called as the variable head meter. Now comes the principle of orifice meter. So basically orifice meter is a thin plate containing a narrow and a sharp aperture. When a fluid stream is suddenly allowed to pass through a narrow constriction, the velocity of the fluid at the orifice meter increases compared to the velocity of the fluid at the upstream. This results in corresponding decrease in the pressure head. So, according to the Bernoulli's theorem, you know very well that whenever the velocity increases, the pressure decreases. If you want to learn about the Bernoulli's theorem, you can go and check out the link in the description. So the difference in the pressure head may be read by the manometers. If the diameter of the orifice is small compared to the diameter of the pipe, the velocity of the fluid at the point therefore entering the orifice meter may be considered as a negligible. So in case the manometer reading directly gives the velocity of the fluid. So the velocity of the fluid you can measure by this equation. U0 equals to, you can say U0 or UO because we are talking about orifice meter. So UO CO root 2G dot del H. Here UO is the velocity of the fluid at point of orifice meter, C is the constant and del H is the difference in the pressure head. So del H can be measured using the manometer, which is connected to the pipe section between the initial stage and the orifice section. It can be, in order to get the velocity of the liquid flowing through the orifice, the cross section area of the pipe is known. The volume of the liquid flowing per hour can be determined. This is the orifice meter. You can see it is this is our orifice meter. This is our pipe in upstream, and this is downstream. So this area is called as the vena contracta. This is called as the converging area, and this is the diverging area. And here this is manometer connected, P1 and P2. To study in deep about the manometers, you can check out the link in the description. Now talk about the construction of the orifice meter. The orifice meter is considered to be a thin plate containing a sharp aperture through which a fluid is flow. Normally, orifice plate is placed between the long straight pipe so that other fittings do not alter the flow rate that is being measured. Although it is possible to place the orifice meter in the side or the bottom for the but in the present discussion we are placing the orifice meter in the straight pipes. Now the working. So when the fluid stream is allowed to pass through the cross section area of the orifice, the velocity of the fluid at point B, here at point B, increases and the expenses of the pressure head. As a result, the pressure at point P, the velocity at point B is increases, then so the pressure drop at point B, and the velocity, the pressure at point A is increases, and the velocity of the fluid at point A is decreases. So, as a result, the pressure at point A is higher than at B. So, Bernoulli's equation provides the basis of correlating the increase in the velocity head with the decrease in the pressure head. So, the difference in the pressure head may be read from the manometer. So, according to the Bernoulli's theorem, now you can see here, this is the above mentioned is the orifice meter final equation to calculate the flow of fluid. But according to the how we will get this equation? According to the Bernoulli's theorem, this is the Bernoulli's equation. So how we will get this equation? For solving this equation, you have to check out my video on Bernoulli's theorem. The link is in the description. So this is the Bernoulli's equation. Now we have certain assumptions for solving this equation for orifice meter, that the pipeline is in horizontal. So A and B are at the same position. So therefore this XA and XB is unequal. So we can neglect that. Suppose the friction losses are negligible, that is it is 0, then it is also neglected. As liquid is incompressible, so the density remains same. Therefore, this del A equals to, this rho A, rho B is same. So we can write rho only. Now no work is done. So therefore W is also 0. So now the equation is PA 0, it is like I have wrote it double, so forget it. PA 0 plus UA square 2G equals to PB 0 plus UB square 2G. So now you have to transfer the velocity at one side and the pressure at one side. So the equation become 1 upon 2G UB square minus UA square equals to 1 0 PA minus PB. So now in next equation you just need to transfer this 2G to that side. So the equation become UB square minus UA square equals to 2G 0 PA minus PB. So in the next step you can write this PA minus PB equals to del P. So UB square minus UA square equals to 2G 0 del P. Now you can write this del P upon G rho as del H. So the equation become UB square minus UA square equals to 2G del H. Here we are writing del P G rho equals to del H. This is how it is come through the principle of statics. It come. Okay, you got it. Now, normally the diameter of the fluid stream would be less than the diameter of the orifice. So, the point of minimum cross section area is known as the vena contracta. As you have already seen in the previous slide, though the pipe is full of liquid on both the side of the orifice, still the vena contracta exists, and the surrounding by switching the liquid. Point B is chosen at the vena contracta. So, the diameter of the stream at the vena contracta is not known, but that of the orifice diameter is known. So, A consists. So, we have to take some constant. So, we are taking C0 is a constant in order to correct the difference between velocities at orifice and at the vena contracta. Therefore, this equation can be modified as, we can write this equation, the above equation like this. This equation we can by taking the root, this equation we can wrote like this, UB square minus UA square. So C0 is the constant and 2G del H, square root of 2G del H. Now we are talking about the orifice meter. So here we can write UO square minus UA square equals to CO square root of 2G del H. So this is the final. This is the final equation, and how this equation came. So the constant C0 also include some losses due to the friction, and here if the diameter of the orifice is 1/5 of the pipe diameter or less is the UA is small compared to the UA is lesser than as compared to UO. So we can neglect the velocity of at A. So the equation become UO equals to CO root 2G del H. So this is the final equation by which you can calculate the pressure head difference with the help of orifice meter. Then some application of orifice meters like you can calculate the velocity at either of the point A and B, and volume of the liquid flowing per hour can be determined by knowing the area of the cross section. Now we talk about the Venturi meters. So Venturi meter is also a variable head meter. You can calculate the variation, so it is called as a variable head meter. First of all, we will talk about the principle. So Venturi meter consists of two tapered section in a pipeline with a gradual constriction, or we can call it as a throat at its center. When fluid stream is allowed to pass through the narrow throat, the velocity of the fluid increases at the venturi compared to the velocity of at upstream. So according to the Bernoulli's theorem, increase in the velocity head, decrease in the pressure, as you all know that. So the difference in the pressure head may be read from the manometer. So the equation to read the difference in the pressure head is this, that is UV equals to CV square root of 2G dot del H. This equation is same as that of the orifice meter. So here previously we are calculating it for the orifice meter, so we wrote it U0. Here we are calculating it for the Venturi meter, so UV equals to CV square root of 2G del H. Same, U is the velocity and C is the constant and del H is the pressure head difference. Now, why we prefer Venturi meter over the orifice meter. So the main disadvantage of orifice meter is power losses is more due to the sudden contraction with consequent eddies on other side of the orifice plate. So we can minimize the power loss by gradual contraction of the pipe. So venturi meter consists of the two tapered or the conical section inserted in the pipeline. So frictional losses and eddies can be minimized by this arrangement. This is the diagram of venturi meter. You can see this is the inlet and this is upstream and downstream B point, and here we can connect this is the venturi meter and this is manometer. This is the throat of the venturi meter. We can connect the venturi meter anywhere. So this is the throat of the venturi meter. It is called as the short tapered section. It is shorter, and this is called as the long tapered section. So by this we can reduce the eddies which is created in the orifice meter. So we can reduce by using this. So what are the disadvantages of venturi meter? It is expensive, need technical expert, and it is not flexible. You have to place it permanently. So what is the advantages? You need a permanent installation, then you can use venturi meter, and power losses is also less, head loss is negligible. So now comes to the difference between orifice meter and the venturi meter. So orifice meter is cheap as compared to venturi meter. Venturi meter is expensive. Orifice meter is easy to install. Fabrication is highly technical, so you need a technical person for the installation. Now the orifice meter construction can be made, but it should be purchased from the some instrument dealer. And now head losses are more in orifice meter as compared to venturi meter. Then power losses are more in orifice meter as compared to the venturi meter. Normally used for testing purpose, for example streamline, and it is used in the online installation. So orifice meter has greater flexibility, but venturi meter is not flexible, it is permanent. So reading of the orifice meter is larger under identical condition, and the reading of the venturi meter is comparatively smaller under the identical conditions. Thank you for watching. Meet you with the next video. Stay safe and healthy. Bye bye.